This is a concept I've been thinking about for a while and really broke my beliefs on a lot of things. So I wanted to make a quick video about this. You can be successful. You can cause change. You can start something big, not by being the best or even necessarily by being good, just by being an alternative. And you'll see the core idea in this video is the idea that being an alternative is the most underrated way to get the things you want. And to illustrate this, I want to start with an example that I had of actually me talking to an entrepreneur and breaking a belief with him live on calls. So he was talking to me and he essentially works with people who run big channels, so like million follower channels. He essentially helps those people manage their social media, make sure their content is posted across multiple platforms, helps make compilations out of their shorts. And he was doing around 5K a month. And he initially reached out to me for help getting the guy that he manages, the guy with like millions of followers on TikTok. He basically wanted help getting him monetized on Snapchat. This is the channel right here, by the way, 1.16 million subs. He basically takes the shorts, turns them into long form compilations to make more money from ad revenue. And yeah, I was like, are you doing these yourself right now? And he was like, yeah, I just do them myself. And I was like, have you ever thought about just outsourcing this? Ultimately, if you do this for a lot of different clients, you're not going to be able to just spend your time doing this every single day for every single client that you have. And he kind of just brushed it off. He was like, yeah, I've thought about it, but I can't really afford to pay them a full-time salary. And in his mind, that was the end of it. It was like, I can't afford a full-time salary for these people. So until I can, I'm just going to keep posting these videos. And I was like, bro, this right here is the concept of just being an alternative. What you need to understand is there are millions of people right now who are doing bullshit jobs for bullshit pay who hate it. You don't have to offer someone a full-time salary right now to improve their life. There are people who will gladly, for like $500 a month, do this task for you. They might be doing a babysitting job that they absolutely hate, they're getting terrible pay from, but they basically have to do, and they're really looking for other ways to make money right now. Or maybe they're walking dogs, or maybe the currency isn't very valuable from the country that they're from. And well, this guy was thinking, well, I'll have to kind of offer them a full-time salary. You don't. You just have to offer them a better alternative than what they currently have. And firstly, I'm going to start by showing that you can do this on a small scale. Now, all the people that I've worked with so far, I have no one on a full-time salary yet. But everyone I've worked with, and trust me, I've outsourced a lot of stuff, I offer them a better alternative. So going with a real example, this is my podcast right here, okay? And I have a guy who edits the videos. That's just an example of one thing that I outsource. And I was talking to the editor for this. He's from America. This is when the podcast was just starting, by the way, so I wasn't monetized on YouTube, but I still needed editing for it. And I was like, look, bro, I don't think I can pay what I think would be a fair price for this. But here's the scenario, here's what I can pay, and I am really looking for someone to do this podcast with, and as we grow, I'm happy to pay more as it starts earning money, which it now is, and I now am able to pay him more. But at the time, I wasn't, and so that's what I told him. And I expected him to be all upset. I was pretty much offering him like $30 per episode here. And I was like, I'm sorry. Like, I really don't think I can do more than this. And he told me, bro, I understand. And honestly, this is better than the job that I currently have. I think he was doing dog walking at the time. And he was like, bro, my dream is to do like music full time. But if I could even just edit full time for this podcast, I would be stoked. Like, I would happily even take a lower pay than the current dog walking job that I already have just to do the editing for this, because that is much more fun for me. And so that's when it kind of clicked in my mind. I was like, okay, I don't have to offer them something that is like so good. I just have to offer them a better alternative than what they currently have. And now with all of the people that I've worked with since then, I always ask them what the scenario they're in is right now. So I don't look to give them a full-time position necessarily from the start. I just ask them bluntly, I'm like, what are you currently doing for your job and what do your job prospects look like? And if you're comfortable sharing, it would really help me because I can better help you if I know this. How much are you actually making doing those things and how much do you want to be making? And so I've had that with 2 people recently. I had one guy tell me, I'm in my other job. It's okay. It kind of feels a little bit like bullshit. I'm showing up to all these meetings that I don't really need to go to. I would much rather work with you full time, and I'm making like a couple grand a month from this. So I realized that I actually don't need that much to offer this guy a better full-time opportunity than what he currently has. And same with another guy. I was talking to a guy from India. I was like, what are you currently doing? He was like, I'm doing some design work. It's good, but I'm making around $350 a month from it. I know that sounds low, but in India, that's not bad. And so I was like, if I were able to offer you a position kind of helping with the customer support thing I need over here, I wouldn't be able to pay that much. It would be closer to $500 a month. Would you prefer to work for me full time doing this customer service thing, or would you prefer to be full on with the graphic design? And he was like, bro, $500 full time for that would be way better for me. And so when you're starting and when you don't have enough money, and honestly, I still don't have enough money to, just be dishing out full-time salaries to people. The goal is really not to try to get the best person in that position or the best opportunity for them possible. The goal is to look at the scenario that someone else is in and just offer them an alternative that makes them go, oh, that would be better actually. And people don't realize that's actually enough a lot of the times. And I'm not just saying when it comes to like hiring other people, I'm saying for like literally any difference that you want to make in the world. I really truly do believe the channel that I run right here, Money Mind Unfiltered, is a prime example of just that. It's not like my channel was anything close to the best that it could be. The videos are extremely low production value. The posting frequency isn't as high as it could be. I sometimes make mistakes when I speak. I don't optimize every single video for retention. And it would be really nice for the Make Money Online space if there were actual millionaires or multi-millionaires coming in and being transparent about what they are. And I can't offer that right now. But what I still can offer is an alternative. I still can come on YouTube with the amount of money that I've made, even if it's not the most in the world, and say, I'm going to be a financial creator that's actually transparent. And just think about for a second the impact that that's had. I started posting on this channel 4 months ago, and since then have done numbers for spreading transparency and changing the Make Money Online space to be more ethical. And again, what I was offering people with my videos here was not the best millionaire sauce, like multi-millionaire, best advice, become the best, richest person. No, I'm not the richest. I'm not the most famous. I'm not the most well-spoken. But I was offering people an alternative when it came to transparency. And that's really all I'm saying. For you to pave the path that you want to have, for me, it was having this impact in the Make Money Online space and also scaling the businesses that I want to scale through hiring other people. I've been able to become a better entrepreneur in so many ways just by the simple realization that being an alternative is more than enough. It's not just like, oh, well, if I'm just an alternative, it's like so-so. No, just being an alternative, even if you're not a good one, if you're just a slightly better alternative, that's enough to spark actual real change. And so that's fundamentally the idea that I think is extremely effective when it comes to entrepreneurship. You have to remember that people know that there's not always the best optimal solution, and they are okay with that. What you really need to look for is, can I provide, even if it's just a slightly better alternative to whatever the norm is? And a lot of the times, that's all it takes to actually start major change and major movements, like the one that I'm trying to pioneer here in the Make Money Online space on YouTube. So with that being said, that's just an idea that I've been thinking a lot about recently and how valuable being an alternative really can be. So with that being said, if you support the mission of transparency, considering leaving a like on this video and subscribing. And truly the best way to support that mission is to actually join my Discord. The link will be in the description. We're now at 16,000 members, by the way, which is absolutely crazy. And you can join this Discord and just drop your best money making sauce. That's truly the best way to support my mission. With that being said, thank you guys all so much for watching. I'll catch you on the next video, and peace.